The schedule for the earlier games: Bears and Vikings. Alshon Jeffrey active for Chicago. Jacksonville Jaguars take on the Atlanta Falcons. TJ Yeldon is out at running back. Other games in the 1 o'clock slot: Texans and the Colts. Matt Hasselbeck less than 100%, but he'll start a quarterback. Bills and the Redskins. Chiefs and the Ravens. Spencer Ware active for Kansas City. Browns and the Seahawks. Doug Baldwin says Seattle's in a rhythm.
So I was just getting a rhythm, and it's been amazing the past few weeks. I got to give a lot of credit to Russ. He's playing unbelievable. I know he'll come up here and he'll say that nothing's different, but he's playing his tail off.
This is NBC Sports Radio. I'm Jeff Nathanson. Keep it here for all of your updates. This is NBC Sports Radio.
This is KCAA.
Hey folks, Pat Matthews here to tell you about the newest and best way to sell products online. Maybe you've heard me talk about buysellmakeoffer.com on my internet radio station, Beatlesarama.com. Well, I'm here to fill you in on this enormously revolutionary way to sell your products online. You just need to forget about the way the other guys have taken more than their share from you when the sales were finalized. Look, it's happened to me over and over, and then I found buysellmakeoffer.com. They never charge you item fees. We just need your email address so we can let you know well in advance of the launch when you can load all your stuff to our server to sell. This is not an auction site. Just think of it as Craigslist on steroids. Using our resources along with Skype and videos, you just add your creativity to sell your items quickly and with no fees. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and sign up. The excitement is building toward our January 15th launch date. I've signed up to sell my stuff with buysellmakeoffer.com. You should too. buysellmakeoffer.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anissa McNeil. I do the work and I tell the stories of foster youth. Join me Mondays at 3 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi. For this morning, a partly cloudy sky, mixed clouds and sun today, high 60. It'll be partly cloudy tonight, low 42. Monday, sunshine, high 64. Tuesday's going to be partly sunny. We can't rule out a shower, high 66. Mostly sunny Wednesday with a slight chance for a shower, high 66. Thursday, partly sunny, could be a shower, high 60. Mostly sunny for Christmas Day, but a shower is possible, the high 56. That's your weather forecast for this hour from KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Is your radio station dull and boring like most corporate-owned stations on the dial? Then it's time to tune to KCAA 1050 AM. It will blow your mind and maybe expand it too. KCAA is your independently owned go-to station in the Inland Empire. It's a veritable cornucopia of crazy, an assemblage of awesome and cool, and it's a little weird too. KCAA pumps out more local and national radio each week than most major networks while offering CNBC business news headlines during the week and NBC sports news on weekends. KCAA is unique, interesting, quirky, and sometimes outlandishly crazy, which adds up to a high volume of awesome. And for you audiophiles, KCAA delivers FM sound quality to our transmitter, which is why KCAA is the best-sounding AM station on the dial. So make your day with KCAA and find us online at kcaaradio.com. KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know where you are? Well, you've done it now. You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station. So expect the unexpected.
Nobody wants to be stopped because of some violent fools, and San Bernardino is not going to be stopped. We're going to roll forward every day, not just Sunday, but this Sunday we're going to kind of take charge because that's our job. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen on the case for truth and justice with the right information to help improve the situation. And Empire Talks Back is brought to you by Covered California, not just healthcare, but life care. Brought to you by West Side Story News, the soul of the Empire, and the Improve Association for referrals that are real. We've had the pleasure here in the city of San Bernardino to be challenged, and we take that as a pleasure. We have to do that because those are the things that let us know we are alive and that God is giving us the opportunity to demonstrate what occurs when people come together and decide to make the world a better place. San Bernardino has been brought into your eyesight by a terrible tragedy, but we're going to stay in your eyesight because of the magic that goes along with the fact that we are the gateway to Southern California. That means we are the gateway out of Southern California. We are here to show you what can occur when people decide to make it work, and that's what we're going to do. Mr. Jamal Lilly's in the studio with us today. I said in the studio.
And happy to be here.
Glad to be here. We have Miss Naomi Riggins. She's running around trying to hide, trying to pretend that she's not going to be on camera today, but she is. She'll be in here very shortly. Due to our terrible incident, we had the occasion to have President Obama come into the city of San Bernardino on Friday. A wonderful opportunity for people to once again, get together and get that feeling of importance that goes along when your president comes into the area. And everything was really, really good about the visit, except I wonder about the people who helped plan the logistics of when the president arrives. He was only going to be here a couple hours. He was able to extend his stay, was forced to probably, because of the fact that he was trying to visit all of the homes of the people who were victims, the people who were killed. Jamal, when family comes in from a long distance, if our family came in from I have family in Florida, Mississippi, Illinois. If they come to Los Angeles, we don't expect that they need to come all the way to Highland or San Bernardino to see us. If they've come that far,
we'll go on and see
we're going to go on and see
We'll
them.
go that little ways up the freeway.
We'll do a little travel there, and it makes it a little easier because, if my son comes in from Miami, he definitely wants to see his grandmother, he wants to see his mother, he wants to see his dad, wants to see his brothers and sisters.
Sure.
That's 5 trips right there. So we would all simply gather at Mom's house.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. So when the President of the United States comes to the city of San Bernardino, we find that instead of him being able to receive the people at maybe everybody, maybe the President didn't know about the wonderful terminals.
Oh, see, that's what I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to talk about. Yes,
is that was the perfect place to meet.
Absolutely.
Now, if he were landing in L.A. or Ontario, I could understand, the logistics people saying, "Well, we got."
But there's no activity. There's nothing going on.
It's a perfect place,
and it's already secured. And check this out, Wallace. First of all, you have the largest runway. What is it? West of the Mississippi?
Well, it takes any plane.
Okay, so
it'll land the largest planes in the world and any plane they haven't built yet.
Right. So we were able to accept Air Force One here in San Bernardino.
Absolutely.
Now they come to the airport that just finished promoting itself or trying to raise awareness of itself. Wouldn't you think that the city officials, the county officials have been trying to, get this airport on the map, so to speak, would stage something there? It would have made perfect sense.
Well,
and Obama ended up staying late.
An hour, about an
hour or two. I heard it was
But that would have been a real blessing of an hour if everybody had been gathered in one spot.
And, well, the thing is, he can stay even later now because all he's got to do is run down the tarmac, get on the plane, and keep on going to Hawaii. Everything about it would have made sense.
The terminal, the San Bernardino International Airport terminals are beautiful. They are waiting for business, state of the art, and a great place to gather. Matter of fact, we're thinking about doing some events out there ourselves. But the point that I'd like to make is that the entire airport was surrounded by police. The entourage that his travel took, I understand, I don't know, Miss Naomi, you may be able to come in and help us on this, but I understand there were, 15 cars or so. I just think, in the motorcade, I think it would have been Of course, I'm Wallace. I mean, what do my thoughts count on this deal? It was a wonderful trip. The fact that we'd like to see ourselves, when a PR move is made, you just like to see it fully successful. And we know that there's public relations involved. We know that the city of San Bernardino is going to be reflected across the nation. And just believe us, folks, that if the people of San Bernardino had been the ones to put together the logistics of the trip, we would be very, very exceptionally proud of the fact that there would have been no need for traffic to be blocked,
right?
For no need for people to be stuck in traffic. When you leave home, you usually are going somewhere. Right? Mm-hmm. So the fact that you all of a sudden, and maybe you knew that there was the president was coming, but more than likely you had no idea of the route. Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, you're on your way to get something from the pharmacy for your sick wife or sick kids, because this is flu season, and now you're stuck in traffic for a half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour.
You know what I heard, Wallace? It was bad optics. And the reason they said it was bad optics is because Obama, had he done what we're talking about, it would have appeared to have just been a pit stop. And they didn't want it to appear to be, that's the story I heard. Mm-hmm. They wanted it to appear like he was really coming to San Bernardino. So therefore, blocking off the streets and the motorcade and the whole hoopla was necessary to provide the proper optics, like the president really was here to visit San Bernardino, instead of just stopping off at the airport and keeping on going to a Hawaii junket.
Yeah, I was under the impression he came to visit the immediate core victims of the incident. I didn't know that he was trying to see the city in the night of Friday.
Well, people criticized it. He stayed longer. They criticized him, saying that this trip was too short.
Anything
already
he does is going to be criticized.
So they're trying to say, well, look at it. Already was criticized. So had we not gone through the city, it would have even been more criticized.
Yeah, except now probably wouldn't have had 3,000 people that were inconvenienced along with the criticism.
Correct.
But you're right. First of all, I'm happy that he came, and if he comes again next week, as a matter of fact, he can come by the house. I'd wait outside if I had to, 4 hours to get in while they cleaned it out, just because I think it's important to give a good reception to the most powerful man on the planet.
Well, did you notice also Jerry Brown declared the state of emergency, which also now gives San Bernardino County much needed resources, money and all that. So that's also something that, had the president not shown up when he showed up, that type of move might not have been made timely. Mm-hmm. So, we got to look at the bright side of things.
Right. And part of that means maybe we should be able to get a good list of what these improvements will be, what will be done with the aid money that people are collecting for victims. I know that there are going to be mental health issues. I suppose there are probably some hardcore tangible issues that people need to be touching upon. But I'm also very concerned about people who are tapping into, or who normally tap into, these tragic situations for the sake of making themselves a buck on the side. And therefore, based on that, I'd just like to see some itemized concept of what people are going to be doing with the money as they raise it. Folks, don't get shook because somebody's out there shaking a can telling you that they're raising money for the needy. This is Christmas time. They're raising money for the needy. They may be the needy. And if you feel like giving them the money to help them, that's fine. But I suggest that we don't let our emotions just run away with us in terms of where we would like to see money going as we take it out of our pocket to give it. I think we should do some type of fact-checking, double-checking. This is very important, that if you have victims in mind that you want to help, if you have people in mind that you want to be sure that your effort is helping, then you want to have some type of demonstrated proof that that's where the money is going, that's where the effort is going. We have people who are working hard all over the world every day to provide help for folks who need it, and we also have people all over the world every day who are faking to do those things. And I think it's up to us to pay a little of attention and try to be sure that we are not feeding the dragon, if you know what I mean. Miss Naomi, how are you today?
Doing great.
Great. Let me pull you up to the microphone and get you to realize that as great as your voice is, we would like for people to hear it, and you are not going to do it if you don't speak into that mic.
Right.
You have produced us a program today with a young man that you were very excited about as you came to me and said, "Oh, Mr. Allen, we've got a man out here who's really trying to help and do things." You want to tell us a little bit about our friend, Mr. Orrin Checkmate Hudson?
Yes. Orrin Hudson, he started a program that uses chess to teach life strategies to the youth. And the thing is that I admire the most is that he's taught over 45,000 children these different strategies. And he also has a campaign going where he's trying to get to 1 million. He wants to teach 1 million children about the strategies of life using chess.
Very good. Well, we're going to take a very short break. When we come back from that break, we'll be able to talk directly to Mr. Orrin Checkmate Hudson. I spent a little time on the internet last night watching some of his videos. Very impressive. I think he's got a great project, and I can't wait. Well, I'm going to have to, for him to come on to Empire Talks Back and share that with us. We'll be back right after these short messages.
Imagine that you're among the 4 out of 5 people who received help paying for quality health coverage through Covered California at the lowest possible cost. Imagine seeing a doctor for everyday aches and pains, unexpected emergencies, and preventative care. Imagine receiving help finding a health plan that's absolutely right for you and your family. Imagine not having to imagine.
Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit CoveredCA.com to find free, local, in-person help or enroll online by December 15th to have coverage by January 1st.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
For more local radio every day, tune in to KCAA Loma Linda.
Yes. Let me tell you people how lucky you are. I was tempted to do a Christmas album and demonstrate my singing abilities, and I decided to not make you suffer. Isn't that a wonderful Christmas gift?
Absolutely.
I mean, sometimes the things that you get are things that somebody didn't give you, and you should be really happy.
The mirror, that glass,
yes,
thanks you as well.
Well, this is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. We have the problems all over the world, but we have solutions all over the world. Young men everywhere need guidance. Sometimes their parents are able to give it to them. Sometimes there needs to be someone who steps up from the community that does that. We have a master chess player who has decided to become a master mentor, Mr. Orrin Checkmate Hudson. How are you, sir?
Oh, best day of my life. I thank God for naming Omi. I mean, when I connected with her, the floodlights and the red lights and sirens went off in my head. I just thank God for her. I love her passion. I love her energy, and she's committed to helping the youth more than I am. So when she was talking to me on the phone, it kind of motivated me, and I'm living my dream because I'm teaching young people 6 magic words. Take time to think things through. Get your head up, get your pants up, get your grades up, and the big one, never give up.
Never give up. That's a wonderful final statement to make, especially when you build the stairway that you have. Tell me this: what made you become so interested in chess? And what makes
30 years ago, a white teacher in an all-black high school pulled me to the side and told me, hey, you in a gang and y'all doing and robbing and stealing, I know all about it. He said, come out to school and I'm going to teach you a better life. I'm going to teach you the real game. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I can show you better than I can tell you. He pulls out a chessboard and say, listen, here's 6 magic words you need to always remember. Take time to think things through. Why? Because one move could cost you your life.
Well, that's pretty dramatic. How did that land on the brain of a young man who was a gangster, who was out robbing people, and who thought that he was in charge?
Well, it changed my life. He purchased me a book, and it's really the only book I've ever read cover for cover. And because of that book, I became the first African American to win the citywide chess champion. I beat the Alabama State champion twice, 2 years in a row, because of that. So I just thank God for a teacher who told me, he said, listen, he said, black and white is the same. He said, don't play the blame game, play to win. He said, nature is neutral. The ground plays no favors. If you make smart moves in life, you will get smart results. No one's better than you. And based on that information, I went in there and stood up, and because for many, many years I was afraid to play. But when he kind of like drilled down on it, I realized that nature is neutral, and if you make smart moves in life, you do get smart results.
Well, it certainly makes a lot of sense. It's a good piece of conversation. As you've taken that conversation and moved it into action, what has been the result with the young men that you've worked with? How do you pick them out? How do you choose them?
I've coached kids to win 3 citywide chess championships, and I coach kids to win a statewide chess competition. And what I like about chess is that when they're playing, I'm not able to coach them. They got to think for themselves. So we got to teach children how to think independently for themselves and how to take 100% responsibility for your life. Don't play the playing game. Play to win.
Play to win. And what is the big prizes? As I understand that you are a former state trooper.
Yes, sir.
I understand that you also explored the world of entrepreneurism and owned a car dealership.
Yes, sir.
And I understand that you were successful with all of that. What made you decide to become the master mentor?
Well, let me tell you why. I started my program because 7 people were shot in a robbery in Queens, New York. And I said to myself, evil prevails when good people do nothing. We must teach young people that there's a new, better currency on them. The real currency on the planet is cash with a K. K for knowledge, A for attitude, S for skills, and H for habits. And once you get this cash is king. Once you get this cash, no one can take it away from you.
Well, now that cash situation that you just described, I think, leads us into another arena. I understand that you have put a record out to demonstrate your rhyming ability. That is something that's supposed to be able to attract these young men even deeper into your cave of knowledge. You would tell us about that.
Which one? I got several.
Oh,
things.
my goodness, man.
I got several things that I do to Todd and Tyson. You talking about the $1,000 chess challenge, or what are you talking about?
Well, no, I understand that you were doing a record, making a record. Is that true?
CD.
Oh yeah. Well, when you say a record, you mean a little song?
Well, now let me demonstrate my desire to see you expand. What are you talking about when I say record? What's the potential?
I'm trying to reach 1 million young people.
Okay, that would be a record.
But I got a lot of stuff going on. They're writing a movie script on my life and all the 45,000 kids I've helped. But I'm always trying to empower young people to be the champion that God created them to be. That you can do this, you can do it here, and you can do it now.
With these championships that you've been able to create using the students, they've won tournaments, things of that sort.
We won 3 citywide Atlanta chess championships. We won a state championship. And I'm teaching children. Like, let me give you an example. I traveled to Augusta, Georgia. It was about a 2.5-hour drive. And we get there to play in the state championship, and my students panicked. They came to me, they said, Coach, we can't win. I said, why? He said, their school logo and chess piece, the students we got to play, their school logo and chess piece and mascot is a chess piece. We've been ambushed. And I said, not so fast. The board is neutral. The board doesn't care. Play the board. The board is impartial. The board is neutral. Don't play the blame game. Play to win.
Your experience I understand you are a grandmaster?
No. The truth be told, I'm nowhere near grandmaster. But I've been blessed. I beat one of the top Russian grandmasters in the world by sacrificing a rook.
My man said, I'm not a grandmaster, but I've beaten a few.
Yeah, I play a grandmaster on TV, but in real life, I'm not nowhere near master.
Okay.
But I thank God for my life. I beat several grandmasters on the internet, and they go, you're TD. Don't we believe you're TD? I'm like, what? But God is good. I tell people all the time, to beat the odds, you must put God first. So it's called the gospel in chess. I'm teaching young people that when you put God first, the odds don't matter. The truth be told, I'm nowhere near a master, but I beat several grandmasters in my life. So I thank God for my life. I was talking to the first African-American grandmaster the other day. I was playing in an international tournament about 4 weeks ago, maybe even 6 weeks ago. And I was talking to him, and I said, I'm going to be on the front cover of Chess Life next month. And he go, no way. And he blew me off, and he waved his hand and blew me off. I was like, okay.
All right.
And now I'm on the front cover. I went up to him and told him, he go, no way.
What's the name of that book?
It's Chess Life. I'm on the front cover right now.
Chess Life. Is there...
That's the world's largest chess
Is it a digital edition? Can we send people to look at that?
Yeah, it's chesslife.org. You can go to my website. I don't think I have it on my website, but I will put it on there.
Okay.
But it's chesslife.org. It's the headquarters for chess in America. It's called Chess Life. I'm on the front cover, December issue of Chess Life, and I'm living my dream. Why? Because it's so rewarding teaching young people 6 magic words. Take time to think things through. Because if you pull a gun on a police officer, your life is over. A 15-year-old and a 16 here in Atlanta 2 days ago went into a Kroger grocery store, robbed the store at gunpoint, put all the people in the freezer. They stole $154. They looking at 20 years of jail time because of that. My assignment in life is to prevent stuff like this from happening by teaching young people you're better than that. President, I told Barack Obama, our children are not thugs, they're champions. They just don't know it yet. So I wrote a letter to the president. You can Google it. It comes up. It's all over the internet. I wrote a letter to the president and said, Mr. President, our children are not thugs. They're champions, but they don't know it yet. I am a champion for our young people, teaching our young people to think it out, don't shoot it out, brains before bullets, get your head up, get your pants up, get your grades up, and the big one, never give up.
Now, you've put together a tremendous number of good cliches and things that do they resonate with the kids? What are
yeah,
some
they love it.
What are some of the
kids the other day? And the principal came in and said, "We got to go to lunch." They go, "We don't want to go to lunch."
Bring us the food.
And he go, "What?" He go, "Y'all don't want to go to lunch?" He said, "No, we don't want to go to lunch." Because when I'm teaching the children, we be having so much fun, they don't realize they're learning.
Now,
I keep it so fast-paced, so rapid, and so much fun that they don't even realize they're learning. They be laughing, they be joking, they be learning at the same time. I can take 30 years off of a child's learning curve. I'm the best in the world at what I do, and I'm modest about it. Keep it a peace.
Well, I'm glad we're here to shine a spotlight on your humility.
Huh? Say what now?
I'm glad that we're here and able to shine a spotlight on your humility.
Well, I teach the children as though my life depends on it, because it does.
Listen.
We all are connected. We all are one. And I cannot be what I ought to be until you, until the children are what they ought to be. So we all in this together.
What do you
suggest? I ask kids to say this to yourself. Is this true? Is this honest? Is this the best move I can make? Make every move your best move. Get your head up. Get your pants up. Get your grades up. And the big one, never give up.
Are you suggesting to the kids that they seek other mentors as they aggress on their potential and aggress on their future?
Yeah, I teach children. Everyone you meet is your teacher. Everyone you meet brings value. But there are 4 types of people in the world. The people that subtract, the people that add, the people that multiply, people that divide. The key to success in all fields is what God's first instruction to the first couple on earth was.
Well,
God's first instruction to the first couple on earth was, be fruitful and multiply. What am I doing? I'm teaching young people how to multiply value. Always give people way more value than you receive. And giving starts the receiving process. Give value, walk away. Give value, walk away.
Mr.
And
Checkmate.
Take time to manifest. Over time,
Mr.
you'll get whatever you want. The problem
Mr.
is
Checkmate.
people are standing in front of the stove saying,
Mr. Checkmate.
Stove, give me some heat.
Mr. Checkmate.
I'll add the wood.
Mr. Checkmate.
Put the wood in and walk.
Mr. Checkmate.
Put the wood in and walk away.
Mr.
Add
Checkmate.
Value, walk away. Multiply value. Walk
Mr.
away.
Checkmate.
Value,
He's on the roll.
Mr. Checkmate.
Manifest, and over time,
Mr. Checkmate.
Come back.
Mr. Checkmate.
Yes, sir.
It took me 15 Mr. Checkmates to interrupt you. I hope our kids that are talking to you are as on point and hard to be distracted from what they're able to do. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, I'd like for you to, if we can, move a little bit past the poetry and give us some testimonials about some of the good things beyond the chessboard that you've been able to witness with the kids. I'd like to also have you explain to us or show us whether these are short cross-sectional opportunities with the kids, or are you long-term with some of them, and some of the examples of what you're able to do with them. And more importantly, what can we as a community that's observing you do to start participating with you to help get the kind of results that you think are necessary? This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen, on the case for truth and justice with the right information, and today with the very right guest, Mr. Orrin Checkmate Hudson. We'll be right back.
Did you know Cover California can help you find a low-cost quality health care plan that's absolutely right for you and your family? Did you know there's coverage for unexpected emergencies and everyday aches and pains? Did you know free preventative care like blood pressure and cholesterol screenings are also provided to stop small problems from getting bigger? Well, now you know.
Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit CoveredCA.com to find free, local, in-person help or enroll online by December 15th to have coverage by January 1st.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen, and we've had a request. We have the mood master, Mr. Anthony Garcia, our own live music presenter every Sunday here on Empire Talks Back, and we want to take a moment and just let everybody know that that little soft music we're hearing there is not him. That's a nice song, but could we get to hear a little bit of the mood master? Mood Master, could you shake us up and set us up for conversation with Mr. Orrin Checkmate Hudson? He's been working with our kids. He's been teaching them life examples through the chessboard. Life is not checkers. Life is definitely much more like chess. And we do appreciate the fact that we've got a man here who he doesn't claim to be a chess master, but to our benefit, he has beaten several chess masters, and that's very much, for me, a great thing. Mr. Orrin Checkmate Hudson, you've had an opportunity to convince us, and we're very convinced that your program is real, that it is good, that you have motivated and moved some young men from a position of question mark to a position of exclamation point. Could you possibly think about one of your young men who's moved forward that you're especially proud of? Give us an idea, an example.
Yeah, his name is Aaron Porter. Aaron Porter almost went to jail for attempted murder on his own father. His father was incarcerated for many, many years. His father come back home. They get in a fight with his mom, and Aaron Porter gets in a fight with him and almost kills his own father because of a domestic situation. The point was, the judge said, listen, Aaron, I'm going to give you one more chance to get your life correct. So they put him in this school, and I find out about the story. The principal called me and said, please come over here and help these children. I don't want to see them go to jail. Why? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, the judge giving him one more chance. If he ain't going to get it right, he's going to jail. I come over there, I train Aaron Porter, and I teach him what I know. And one of my claim to fame is I'm able to translate what I know to others. So I translated what I know to him, and he was able to win the statewide chess competition. And that's what I'm all about. I'm teaching young people how to outthink the competition and how to finish on top. And so even though the final match came, and Aaron Porter had to play their top guy. And Aaron Porter lost his queen during the match. But you remember what we teach in class. Don't focus on what you lost. Focus on what you have left and never give up. Why? The biggest mistake you ever can do your entire life is to give up. So never give up. Stay in the game. Stay in the game. Get your head in the game and get on top of your game. And he ended up winning the match. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about teaching young people how to think for themselves and how to take 100% responsibility for your life. Don't play the blame game. Play to win.
I heard one of your videos. I was listening to one of your videos last evening, and I don't know if this was the same person, but it was a mother who called you in the middle of the night.
Okay, well, that's another story. His name was...
well, let me finish,
Curry.
please. There was a statement that you made as they called you, and she apologized about calling you in the middle of the night, and you said something about a good soldier always sleeps with his boots on, and I'm ready to go. Now,
well, I told a reporter said, why would you take a call at 1:30 in the morning? I wouldn't take that call.
Well, that's why he's a reporter.
A full-time soldier sleeps with his boots on.
Very good. Now,
it's not about me, it's about we, and it takes teamwork to make a dream work. I helped the lady.
I'm going to get you a rap. I'm going to get you a rap contract. But for the rest of the show, what I'd like for you to do is realize that we are convinced. We know that you've got a great program. What we'd like for you to be able to do now is to show us how to emulate it, how to duplicate it, how to take the attitude that you have. And though we're not chess masters, and though we're not necessarily chess players, all of us are playing some level of game in life. How do you put yourself together to reach out and grab a young person and get them to pay attention to you? How was it the very first time?
How do I do it? I meet them where they are. I tell them about my struggles. I tell them how I went to the World Open chess competition in Philadelphia and I lost 8 straight games.
Okay.
I let them see how, yes, I lost 8 straight games in a row. And yes, I learned by that experience that excellence is not enough. You have to be amazing. Excellence doesn't work. You got to be better than excellent. You got to be amazing. So I teach them how to outthink the competition, how to be amazing, how to solve problems. And so if you want to, I travel from city to city, so I will be happy to come to your city and do a demonstration and let you guys see step by step, move by move, one move at a time what I do. I wrote a book called One Move at a Time. Why? Because that's what it takes, one move at a time.
I have a couple of people in the studio. Mr. Jamal Lilly would like to ask a question or two, and I have Mr. Leonard Evans on the phone that we'd like to hear what his question is. So, Mr. Lilly, please.
Yes, good greetings, Mr. Hudson.
Thank you.
Very impressed by your work. I took a quick look at your website. One of the things that comes to mind when we talk about dealing with the youth these days is attention span. You got a lot of these situations where, people are being diagnosed, I say misdiagnosed with ADHD, all this kind of stuff. And I know that chess requires that you are very attentive and that you're focused. I'd like you to talk a little bit about how you see the youth improving their ability to remain focused after they've gone through your experience with
Well, if you have
chess.
a child and he plays chess builds dendrites. Dendrites are branches in the brain that will offset Alzheimer's and will help kids with ADHD. Why? Because I was one of those kids. And I will promise you that if you put your child in my class and let me do the magic, let them see how I do it, they'll rock. Because and someone was telling me, and she said, "Man, you got my child thinking he can walk on water," and that's how he was able to win. Because I teach children how to do that, and that's why Robert Curry, the lady whose son, Mama called me 1:30 in the morning, he scored so high on the test they couldn't believe it. Because I teach I help them, show them how to beat those dendrites in the brain, because I show them how to accelerate their learning. Once children learn chess, they learn patience. And once you master chess, which no one can master, by the way, you master everything else.
That's amazing.
Chess builds dendrites.
Pulls those brain circuits together and creates a new route for you. That's very interesting. The gentleman that is going to ask the next question recently had brain surgery and is experiencing the building of new dendrites as we go through this. Mr. Evans, how are you this morning?
Fantastic. Welcome.
Wonderful.
Welcome.
Well, we haven't heard your voice
Good to
here
hear your voice, man.
in a while.
Mr. Evans?
Thank you.
We have a question for Mr. Checkmate Hudson.
Mr. Hudson.
Yes, sir.
Do you place an emphasis on what not to do?
Do you place an emphasis on what not to do at all as you teach them to play?
I tell children to make a to-do list and a to-not-to-do list. So you got to focus on what not to do. But the main thing I focus on is what to do. Because whatever you give energy to, that's what happens. So do this. So here's what I tell people. Get around people who are making smart moves and do what they do. Because nature is neutral. The ground and God plays no favorites.
Now, you are able to repeat that as a mantra, and it makes all of the sense in the world. A chessboard is a chessboard. The chess pieces are restricted to certain moves, and there's no level of racism, or favoritism. We will find that certain people are better using certain pieces than they are with all of the rest of them. Is that part of the analysis that you take your students through?
Yeah. See, the right move is not the right move unless you make it at the right time. A student came to me and said, Coach, I did the same moves you did. I said, yes, you did, but you didn't make them in the right order.
That's right.
So sequence is important. You go to school, you get your education, you get a good job, you get married, then you have a baby. That's a sequence. So we're teaching people to sequence how you got to do things in the right order. You miss one order on your shirt when you button it up, and all of them are wrong.
That's
so
great.
We're teaching people the right move is not the right move unless you make it at the right time.
Now that was a new poem, and I like that one.
Yes, indeed.
I like all of them the first couple of times. It's just that, after they get going, you get the chorus without the verse, it gets problematic. Your verses are great and your choruses are great. The work that you're doing is great. Getting you to come to California would be a great idea.
Yes, indeed.
You've about stolen my producer, Miss Naomi, and I'm paying attention to that. Your methodology for impressing her across the phone is very good. I'm going to try to keep her impressed here. But we would like to see you come west. What's involved with getting you to travel? I understand that you try to get out at least once a week and go and speak with kids.
Well, I'm open. I'm open to suggestions and negotiation because I teach the children as though my life depends on it. It's very important. So I'm willing to come do something for you, and it's going to be whatever you can do, I'll do it because my life is about service. The lady put on the program the other day, chairman. I go, no, take that out. Put servant. Well done, my good and faithful servant. It's nothing about no master, no teacher, none of that. I'm a servant. I'm here to add value. Yes, I'll take a call at 1:30 in the morning. Why? It's not about me. It's about we, and it takes teamwork to make the dream work.
That's a wonderful, wonderful attitude. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back. We're going to close the show out with our normal solve the world's problems attitude, and we'd certainly like you to stick in there with us. And we'll come back. We'll also have a couple of questions from Mr. Lilly and from Mr. Evans. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen, and remember, Empire Talks Back is brought to you by Covered California, not just health care, but life care.
You know that IRS tax penalty you get if you don't have health insurance? Well, this year, it's going up. By a lot. For some, the penalty itself will cost more than health insurance, which is why now's the time to enroll for health coverage through Covered California. We'll help you find the right plan at the right price and avoid that IRS tax penalty. And that's money well spent. Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Enroll by January 31st to avoid the IRS tax penalty.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
What's up here? This is Empire Talks Back. We're not asleep.
Silent night.
Silent night, is that what it is?
We're going to sleep.
We're going to sleep.
Christmas Eve.
No, it's
Before
not
we
Christmas
get up.
Eve yet. This is still time to chase around, chase money, get ourselves together, go do some shopping. We need to pump us up music here.
Candy canes.
Candy canling. Listen, we have Mr.
Joe's
Orrin Checkmate Hudson on the line. He's got a great organization, and just like the rest of the great organizations that are serving our children, I'm sure that he needs some support, some financial help, and we haven't even asked him yet about his financial circumstances and what we can do to help him raise some money. So before we do that, Mr. Evans has a question. Mr. Evans.
Too quick. Do you teach collection of information or that information is already inside? And number two, would you agree that the teacher learns more than the student?
Yes, I agree with teacher learn more than student. And yes, the word educate means to bring out what's already there. You have everything already inside of you. And it reminds me of the story where the guy went up to the girl, went up to the balloon salesman. He says, "Mister, I saw you let a few balloons up in the air, and I saw all of them go up." He said, "If you let that balloon the same color I am, if you let it go, will it go up in the air?" He said, "Yes, it's what's inside that will determine whether they go up, not what's on the outside." The Bible says, "Judge not by appearance alone." God looks on the inside. So everything, I tell people this, everybody was born to be a start something. The purpose of your life is to discover your unique, your combinations, and your personal power. No one's better than you, and we all are important, and everybody brings something to the table. Don't worry about Oprah Winfrey. Don't worry about Tiger Woods. They found that talent, but you have a talent of your own, and when you find it, you can build it just as high.
Wonderful, wonderful statement. Now, what can we? How do you finance your organization?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
Oh, please do that. I thought you've been
we
doing
need
that.
Help. People don't even realize that I'm struggling. Everything is faith.
Yes.
I've been trusting God. I'm leaving the consequences to Him, and I'm gonna be told I have no source of income, and it's been a very financial struggle. I've helped over 45,000 kids off of credit cards, and I'm just doing it off of credit cards and just keep trusting God. God knows in my heart. This lady called me at 1:30 in the morning. She said, "I called every agency in Atlanta. Nobody would help me." She said, "Nobody would help her. These agencies get millions of dollars. I get nothing." And I said, "I'll help you." She said, "Will you do it for free?" I said, "Yes."
Well,
that's what my life is about.
The fact that you are
everybody, they get millions. They won't even help her. And I said, "I'll help you." She said, "Will you do it for free?" I said, "Yes." She said, "I need you to sign a document for the court." I said, "I'll do it."
So you're changing lives, and you're changing your life every day, obviously. And
yes,
the struggle.
The student. I had a 4-year-old I was teaching the other day.
A 4-year-old.
Something. The 4-year-old took my pun, and I took his pun, and the 4-year-old told me dollar for dollar. Everyone you meet is your teacher.
Oh my goodness. Now let me ask you this then. Now that our quest for money, your quest for money, you've had the experience as an entrepreneur. What is it that we can do with chess that would make some money? I understand now when you go to a tournament of your status, you have to pay an entry fee. The people who put the tournament on do not leave the building having not made any money. In the world of chess, there's money all around. Is there something that we might be able to help people decide to sponsor so that you can become more self-sustaining? Because yes, your mind is rich. You speak from the wealth of your heart, which is that of a billionaire, to be left walking the real streets that require cash, C-A-S-H money is important, but we agree with you that cash, K-A-S-H, is very critical. How do we support you? how do we support you, understanding that all of us who support want to support something or someone that can become ultimately self-sustaining? How can we create a self-sustaining position for what you're doing there?
I just think if people bring me in and speak and let me train others what I know and support my efforts. Look at what I've done. I've been on CNN. I've been on Good Morning America. I've been on all the networks. But people think I'm already there. They have no idea we have no source of income. And it's almost like people think I'm already there, and I'm not. And I need people to,
we need some entrepreneurs
to my program, to my effort.
We need some entrepreneurs.
No too small. Help me, help you. I'll come to you and do some trainings for a donation for my program. I hadn't received a salary in 15 years doing this because it's not about me. I'm teaching these young people to think it out instead of shoot it out. And our average salary every year is about our average income for our whole organization for the last 15 years has been like $30,000.
Well, so now I think one of the things that those of us who are listening and feeling, a commitment to what you're doing, we're not going to be quite satisfied with paying you speaking engagements. We want to see some type of self-sustainability with this. Mr. Evans is on the line. He's raised money for people. Mr. Lilly, we all do that. We're all entrepreneurs, and we all share that same tier with you in terms of how do we continue to do God's work without man's money. And it's hard to do. We need some of man's money because we're trying to affect man. So as we think about chess and think about chess tournaments and chess about people selling books and things of that sort, and your book has got to be as good as your conversation. Helping to sell your book is something that we can certainly want to do and do. But once again, man, the idea of chess tournaments, our young folks...
gather statistics. You have case studies. You have 45,000 case studies.
45,000
You have all these success stories. You just talked to us about, addressing ADHD, which is a huge problem in the school districts. They're looking for alternatives to Ritalin and these other psychotropic drugs that they give the kids.
And here is evidence of what works.
Right, and they want to put money behind. I know for a fact, at least in California, these school districts are looking for alternatives to drug therapy for the kids. If you write these things up and put them in a package and present them, and I know that our sister here is already thinking along those lines, that will bring money in all likelihood.
And for me, I have...
Well, I'm asking for help. Help. I'm asking for help. The Bible says you ask, ask you shall receive. So please help me. If you're listening, please help me. I can't do it by myself. I'm like a one-man band, and I don't know what I'm doing. I ask God to lead, God, and direct my steps. And at this moment, I'm asking for help, favor.
I hear Zig Ziglar in what you're saying. I'm sure you've heard him.
Yeah, well, he is a motivational speaker. Mr. Checkmate is a motivational speaker, and we're here motivated to step up and try to do some things that will help increase his income and do it in a manner that is going to be self-sustainable, because if he depends on us, that means we'll have to stand here and slave, and that's not what we're going to do.
The Motivational Speakers Bureau could use him.
Well, what we're going to do is all of the ideas that we have.
And pay you.
Well, I need help. Please help me. If you're listening, send me an email at orin@besomeone.org. I'm asking for help. I was like, God, how am I going to get through the year and pay the rest of my bills? I don't know. It's a faith walk. I'm trusting God. I'm helping these children, because a lot of people, they do. I do what I do because it's so important. We must teach our children that every move you make has a consequence. A 15-year-old and a 16-year-old yesterday robbed a Kroger, they duct taped all the people, put them in the freezer, and now they about to get 20 years for stealing $154.
Mr. Hudson? Mr. Hudson, do you have a GoFundMe page?
You better get in line over here.
Yeah,
I've got a huge problem with that.
Yeah,
Let's do your website again. I'm going to send you this organization.
Your website,
email.
Be Someone. .org.
Oren at Be Someone.
I came up with the name Be Someone because Abraham Lincoln, his mother, her last words on the planet to Abraham Lincoln was Be Someone.
Is that the name of the website?
Lincoln had failed 8 times running for public office. He took those 2 words, Be Someone, all the way to the White House. My assignment in life is to empower millions of children to be someone. Get your head up, get your pants up, get your grades up, and the big one, never give up.
One of the things that we understand about children and everything and everyone else, and that is, though, if you're great on the chessboard and you're having a problem paying your house note and rent, the children are going to pay as much attention to your problem as they are your gift. And so we need to help you get rid of that problem so that they can continue to have the faith in you to know that if they follow you, the steps that you've made to help them are not steps that are going to diminish your quality of life. We don't want people to be afraid to help folks. We don't want people to think that helping someone else is automatically going to put you in a position of need and want. Your website is besomeone.org, and your email address is Orin, that's ORRIN, at besomeone.org.
Besomeone, yeah.
Yes. Now, Miss Riggins was asking, do you have a GoFundMe page or anything of that sort that would allow people to have a place to throw some money when indeed they have some that they would like to give you?
Yes, I'm trying to put together that, and as soon as possible. But I'm asking people that are out there who has expertise in that area to help me. I have a website where they can donate at besomeone.org right now.
Okay.
Just click on donate link and it goes to a secure support for besomeone.org.
Well, we're going to continue to ask people to do that. We're going to create a little commercial that we'll roll out every week on the program here to ask people.
I'm trying to get on the Tom Joyner Morning Show and I called the lady and she said, well, Pete, don't nobody know about you. I said, well, I've been on Good Morning America. I've been on CNN,
you know what we need to do?
I've been in People Magazine. I've been in Sports Illustrated. What I got to do? She said, well, nobody know about you. I said, well, please put me on. I'm helping these children.
Hey, let's have the people that you've helped, Oren. Let's have the people that you've helped to be the ones to make the noise. The newspapers and TV and radio people, we think we're making the noise as we do the show. But those young people that you've helped every day, if we can get them to have their email list, then we'll know how to show them who to email on a daily basis to let people know how much help that you've been. We're going to continue our conversation with you, Mr. Hatch, off the line later today, later this week. We are going to take you as a project, just as you've convinced us to do. I see how you were able to so easily get my producer so much on your side because we're all over there now, and we appreciate it.
Well, your producer is bad to the bone.
Bad to the bone, without a doubt.
I'm blushing now.
I told her I like me when I'm listening to you. I mean, she care about the young people. She said, oh, my God, you helping the young people. I have children myself, and I can feel it. I'm like, what? I'm like, she motivated me. I did a workshop the other day. It was standing room only. 25 people could not even get in because we didn't have enough room. And it was a free event for the community, and I lost a lot of money on that event. But God told me, help these children, because when you help the children, I'm on your side.
This is Empire Talks Back. We've had the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Oren Checkmate Hudson, the gentleman who's turning chess into a bridge to the future for our young people. We appreciate him very much, and we want you to appreciate him. Go to www.besomeone.org, find the donate button, and please, let's drop some money on him today. We are blessed to be here today, and we'll be here next Sunday under 2 circumstances. 1, if the good Lord's willing. 2, if the creek don't rise. Remember, Empire Talks Back is brought to you by Covered California, not just life care, but Covered California, not just health care, but indeed life care. God bless you. See you next week.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Where we'll end up, I don't know, but we won't let nothing hold us back. Gonna put ourselves together, gonna polish up our act.
This is 1050 AM KCAA Loma Linda and 106.5 FM Yucaipa.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Scoreboard watching in the NFL, Week 15 scores. Second quarter action, the Panthers and the Giants all even at 7-7. New York scoring Eli Manning to Reuben Randall on a play. The Patriots are hammering the Titans in New England 21-3. Tom Brady 2 touchdown passes, 1 to Gronk, 1 to James White. The Patriots also scored a defensive touchdown on a fumble recovery. Falcons lead the Jaguars 7-3. Devonta Freeman a touchdown run for Atlanta. Vikings over the Bears 10-7. Second quarter.